Hello channel viewers, I am DS Psychologist and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. Recently, I watched a YouTube video on how to win as an ENTJ and I am very inspired to do one myself. So the title, How to Win as an ENTJ itself can be rather vague. How to win as an ENTJ in a competition, how to win in a game, how to win in life. There are so many different perspectives of looking at the title. Anyway, this is a TE trait. So I am going to zoom in and focus on how to win as an ENTJ in the game of life. How to win in your life. So fellow ENTJs, I am going to share a few pointers and I hope this resonates with you as well. The first way for any MBTI type to win in life is to know your personal strengths and weaknesses. And what is the strength of the ENTJ? Personally, I feel that the ENTJ is one of the strongest and best MBTI types. Not both, but yeah, it is. The ENTJ is not only a sprinter, he is also a marathon runner. So you can do whatever that you sought out to do and you have the motivation and the endurance to carry things out and push it to the end. If you want to sprint, you can sprint too. So unlike the other MBTI types like the ENFP, which is only a sprinter and not a marathon runner, you have an advantage over a lot of MBTI types. On top of that, the ENTJ is a fast mover and is very decisive. So once you have made a decision, you just go for it. This actually does make a lot of other MBTI types very worried, feel threatened and even envious. As such, the ENTJ is bound to invite a lot of enemies. There will be a lot of people who will not like you. Why? Because you are a threat. The ENTJ is a threat in many ways because the ENTJ is very efficient and is a top-notch worker. So you are bound to rise the ranks very fast. People want to keep you there so that you do not deprive them of their positions or the position that they are eyeing for. Another reason why many people do not like the ENTJ in the organizational setting is that the ENTJ is there always to spearhead change. The ENTJ is very likely to challenge existing norms, challenge the existing status. So this is very disruptive for those people, especially the SI DOMs, because they do not want to change. There are also a lot of P-types who just want to get by and earn their salaries. There are also a lot of other types in your office that might be talking a lot, talk as if they know a lot of things, talk as if they are willing to do a lot of things, but in actual fact, they are just putting up a show. And they will hate the ENTJ to the core because the ENTJ is giving them a lot of work. So the inconvenient truth now for the ENTJs is, in order for you to win, you must be in a leadership position. You must be either the head of department or the CEO. If you are just a co-worker, people want to eliminate you. You will have a hard time. And if you conform, you will really find that it is a chore to even stay in the company because you are bogged down by administration and by nature, you are not a conformist. If you try to conform to the organizational setting, you will feel really contrived and unhappy. And how can you win if you are contrived and unhappy? You can't. So the truth is, if you can't rise to the top, then be your own boss. You have no future in your existing company. You can't win. If you can just set it up and be your own boss, then you can just give directions. People cannot eliminate you. So being your own boss doesn't mean that you can set up your own company. So in my case, I am my own boss because I do not answer to any organization or I do not answer to anyone. I just do whatever that I like. And in a way, I am winning. Of course, if you have the entrepreneurial spirit and you have the ability, you can set up your own company and give directions. But it is very hard, but the ENTJ can do it. The second thing that the ENTJ needs to do in order to win is to learn MBTI cognitive stacks. It's true! Well, because this can really help you to identify the P-types, you should avoid the P-types. Of course, some P-types are really nice people, they can be your friends. But in the organizational setting, the P-types, need to be wary of them. talking about needing to be wary of people, you also need to be mindful of your own weakness. What is the ENTJ weakness? Your ENTJ blind spot is SI. This means that anything administrative in nature, have to do with systems, organizations, the ENTJ may not be very good at. So outsource this if possible.
This is your new Bible. And the first commandment is, know thy catalog.
Because if you want to single-handedly do all those things, you will feel really frustrated and stressed. Luckily, the ENTJ knows how to delegate. Unfortunately, sometimes it is not possible to delegate because you have a powerful brain, but not everyone has. It's really a rare opportunity to meet the A team. And when the people that you keep employing are of B grade, C grade, D grade, then sometimes it is really understandable that you just want to do things yourself. It can be really frustrating. But take note, micromanaging is not a good thing for the ENTJ because when you micromanage, you become more and more SI, which is your blind spot. So this is also a reason why you need to learn MBTI cognitive stacks, because if you know the cognitive stacks, you can deduce a person's MBTI type, and it is more likely that you can find your A team and you can delegate from there. Well, it's not really that the P type is no good, but as an ENTJ, you really come into conflict with all the other ENT functions very easily. The ENT functions are the NE, SE, FI and TI. They really frustrate and irritate you, and it doesn't help in the work setting at all. So just now I mentioned that an ENTJ is usually seen by many people as a threat, regardless of whether they are inside the organization or outside the organization.
Like him, inside and outside, blew his house.
One of the reasons why the ENTJ is seen as a threat is that the ENTJ is really competitive and really means business, and people can really see it. When they see it, they know that you will succeed. So it is a threat for them. Because why? Most of the people do not like other people to be successful. This is a strange fact, especially in Asian countries. Knowing that you are so powerful can also make their self-esteem go down. People always want to look for losers to boost their self-esteem. This is also why the ENTJ is a threat. So knowing that you are a threat to others, keep it that way. Keep being a threat, because you can identify who your real friends are that way. Your real friends will not see you as a threat. Use your NI to feel who are your real friends. Okay, there is one last advice. A lot of people will give you advice on how to do things right. So for example, when I was doing my YouTube, a lot of my friends are giving me a lot of advice. You should do this, you should do this, you should do this. I listen to none because I know I am right.
Oh, 'cause you won't listen.
The advice that they give is from their own perspective. It may not be suitable for the ENTJ. So depending on what you do, of course there will be good advice, exercise your discretion. But as an ENTJ, you are very unique. Listen to only advice that is suitable for you. Most advice is not. Of course, advice coming from successful people will be appreciated, but most people are not successful. Sad to say. Okay, for some people this may seem like a very preachy episode, but it's not. It's just an ENTJ episode. Okay, I hope that this episode has added value to you as well. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more ENTJ and MBTI. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!